And now for the second part of this interview, HAL Chairman R. Madhavan is still with us. Mr. Madhavan, now to come on to the all-important topic of the light combat aircraft Tejas. The second Air Force squadron has just been activated, but there are some issues as far as rate of production from HAL is concerned. Could you update us on that? Have those issues been sorted out?
See, the production rate was an issue a bit, maybe a year or so back. If you look at it, the FOC one, we got the FOC clearance during the Aero India show, and from there we have delivered the first aircraft within 12 months. And as far as the numbers are concerned, we have completed the IOC and the FOC only is left with us. That is another 16 aircraft. We are yet to get the final clearance for the trainers, which are another 8 aircraft. So with this present order, we are still going at around 8 to 10 aircraft per year, whereas our targeted numbers are 16, for which the second line is already set up now. The back end is being set up, so we can ramp up the numbers to 16 plus. That is even up to 20 numbers in a year, as and when we get the 83 LCA order. We were expecting around August before the COVID-19 came in, because it only left things were that one Ministry of Finance has to clear the file and then it will go to CCS sanction. We expect there will be a 2 to 3 months delay on that, so hopefully by December we should be looking at it.
Mr. Madhavan, there are still some who believe that the LCA Navy should find some kind of role within the Indian Navy. Are you also of that view? Because the twin-engine deck-based fighter program has just begun in earnest.
By the way, the LCA in a single-engine configuration is not the aircraft for Navy. It cannot meet the requirements of the Navy. Prototypes that we have developed were actually technology demonstrators so that we can prove our skills in landing on an aircraft carrier. This has been proven. Now, what Navy needs is basically a twin engine one. Then only it can carry the armaments, because the landing gear itself is quite heavy. It can carry the armaments and have the mission capabilities. So a twin engine deck-based fighter is what we are looking at for the Navy. This is now started by ADA immediately. This month only they got the clearance, and they are expecting it to be in service by 6 to 7 years from now. When we take the first test in aircraft design, is the longest period. So if you look at it, LCA took a long time, maybe almost 30 years. But the second iteration, because you have now learned all the nitty-gritties of the design part of it, so it becomes faster. If you look at it from our side also, if you look at the first ALX took a hell lot of long time because we had to set up all the systems. We were new to the job at that time. After that, all the iteration, whether it is LCS, LUH, all this has come out at very short periods of time. So the same thing we expect for LCA also. LCA Mark II will come out first, and after that LCA, the deck-based fighter and AMCA. All this we have had a very tight schedule, timeline, because the prototypes here, in all cases, we are making the prototypes. The first one within 3 to 4 years, and of course 3 years for the throughout is there. So 7 to 8 years is what you see. It is a very short time in terms of aeronautical design and development for each of these aircrafts.
Mr. Madhavan, the 5th generation advanced medium combat aircraft has been on the drawing board for quite a long time now. Can you give us a sense of the latest timelines? When are we going to see prototyping happen? Because we've got countries like China already operationalizing their so-called 5th generation fighters. When is the AMCA going to become a reality for us? And HAL is very deeply involved.
HAL and ADA are together in AMCA design also, as well as in Mark II, LCA Mark II also. And of course, we are looking at productionizing it to a special vehicle that is it's a new company that we want to create between us, DRDO, and a private partner for manufacture of AMCA. So this is how the plan for AMCA is. It is now on the drawing boards already. A design is completed. And we feel that it should come out by 2026-27, the first prototype will be out. Secondly, as far as fourth generation and the fifth generation are considered, the requirements are there for both. Fifth generation aircraft does lose out sometimes in the aerodynamics because of the requirement of being a stealth fighter. So it's not always a good thing to have everything in the fifth generation. So now with a combination of LCA Mark II and the AMCA, we will be having both varieties, that is a 4 plus generation as well as a 5th generation AMCA. So both are required. It is not that 5th generation aircraft can supersede. In fact, if you look at it, and even including the US Air Force, they are still buying the 4th generation ones, along with the F-35s and F-22s.
Mr. Madhavan, what is your view of the very ambitious Made in India fighter project for 114 fighters? HAL has a tie-up already with Boeing and Mahindra on the F-18. How do you view that going forward?
The CAS in its last remark also was very categorical that they need that 114 aircraft. So it is always there. It is not junked. The program will be there, but the problem is only the timeline, because now presently under the financial situations, it may not happen immediately. Boeing has rather, instead of F-18 alone, now they have two aircrafts. One is F-15 also is added to it, which presently even US government is buying from them. So Boeing has two offers in that 114 program. That is, one is F-15 and one is F-18. Other than that, as you said, there is MiGs are available, Su-35s are available, then your F-15, F-16 is available, Gripen is still there. So and of course Rafale is there. So it's still a very open thing, because now Air Force, if they go, they have to make an RFI and RFQ which meets both single engine as well as twin engine varieties. So it will be very difficult to put an SQR which covers both. So we have to wait and see how the Air Force plays it out, how they want their aircraft to be defined. So based on that, we will put in our code for that, bid for this.
Does it seem like a flashback of the medium multi-role combat aircraft program, the MMRCA, Mr. Madhavan? You know, in that one also, that was for 126 fighters. It never reached its logical conclusion. This one is for 114 aircraft. Is this one, going to be a flashback of that?
It is going to be much more complicated than that. In fact, see, if I pitch in F-15, or for that matter even Su-35, it is in a weight category which is 30 tons plus, 30 to 40 tons, whereas others are single engine. So both the armament carrying capabilities change, the maneuverability is changed. So it is going to be a difficult thing to cover with one SQR both the varieties.
And finally, while we've spoken about the fighter aircraft programs, of course, all aviators, all experts believe without our own jet engine program, aviation can never really reach any kind of heights as far as our intentions and ambitions are concerned, Mr. Madhavan. So where and how far along are we on the ambitious 110 kilonewton jet engine program? The Kaveri engine went on for many decades. It could never deliver a usable aircraft engine, though there have been many learnings. Where is this new ambitious heavy fighter engine that you and the DRDO are working on?
Regarding engines, so that is something which is going on as a national project also. That is the 110 kilonewton engine meant for both LCS and any big fighter aircraft. So that is another thing that we are now getting into, along with, of course, DRDO and DTRE, that is part of DRDO, and HAL. It will be a completely new one. Of course, learning from Kaveri will be there, and GTRE is the lead in that. But we will be taking some help also from one foreign OEM. And secondly, the new your manufacturing technologies and those required for that will be set up by us in HAL. And it will be a ab initio design for that. Kaveri was a much smaller engine. This is 110 kilonewtons, so it is quite huge.
HAL Chairman R. Madhavan, thank you very much for speaking to LiveFist. Remember, on LiveFist and LiveFist Talks, you can always catch the very latest from newsmakers and the biggest in Indian aerospace and defense. This is Shiv Arur signing out. See you again soon.